true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Yeah, huh? Well, what was that? I came downstairs. What's been? Hifumi's in the nurse's office. We just did this.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's
Oh, this
office,
part's fucking...
and that's where we found his body. That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Clever, but no.
True. Where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up!
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it
Agreed.
does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing. Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other
So
hand,
this is how Among
Hiro
Us was
and
made.
Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
He was still alive, and then there was another announcement of a death.
Yeah.
So the first one didn't justify 2 killings.
Yes.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, we got for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in here, move Hifumi's body in a short amount of time. It would seem so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the 3rd in that short amount of time?
Are you calling me fat cheese
Yes.
for brains?
It'd be impossible!
Well,
Not fat, morbidly obese.
there was a way to make the impossible possible.
Damn right. We prefer that.
Oh, man.
How? If the dead body were to move itself.
A revelation!
The dead body moved on its own?
Wasn't dead.
No! Not another...
I don't think it has
God damn
anything
it,
to do
Hiro.
with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Perhaps that's the case.
He was alive?
But
Are
was
you
he
saying
really?
Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
There's a thought.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really...
He was obviously very alive.
Yeah,
When
we
he
found
died.
him. He was alive upstairs.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Clearly not.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
You were wrong.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so
Is there
sure
something
about
we can
that?
pick up?
Maybe
I was thinking the same.
announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
That one.
That one. Pick it up. Come on.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance? Hifumi was dead, and you know that surely you've heard the body that Hifumi is dead, and that is.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone
No!
else's
What the
discovery.
fuck? That's not the bullet shooting button.
The announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh my god. Okay.
Are you saying that
Whoops.
when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still...
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Don't confuse
Surely
him.
you heard the
If
body
he doesn't eat the
discovery
slow
announcement,
button.
along with the rest of us, Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, that's wrong.
Oh my god.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Doubt it.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man.
Yes, it
We're
did.
asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
You were there, wasn't
We
she?
heard the body discovery announcement.
She could have been
twice.
Toko.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in their office in the equipment room, and the second time was when we found the both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Except he still wasn't dead at that
No.
point. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time with which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were
I would like to
rediscovered,
change
one of them
my
was actually
my murderers
Okay.
to Sakura and Hina.
Really?
Yep.
being discovered for the first time.
Interesting.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
No, maybe I don't.
I was gonna say, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm sorry.
There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
No.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
His glasses were cleaned by his own
Take another
cloth.
look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that Joseph Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. His fucking glasses. Bullet. Give me the bullet. His glasses. Yes!
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Oh, sorry.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
Uh-huh. Tell me about it.
other than the change in how it was perceived,
God damn it. What?
Shoot!
Well, here's one thing we do know.
What?
The first
Maybe
time we
Watch
found
the tilts
Hifumi's
at the
the
end.
body
whole
was in the nurse's
thing.
office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Fair enough. Sorry.
Was he really still alive?
Hit the fast forward button instead of the
It
bullet
is
fire button.
impossible. This is ridiculous.
We love you, casual.
There was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean, and the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character
Why couldn't you put that together when you found the cloth?
Princess Tiggles. From
Because you
Princess
like cheese.
Tiggles, Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. You belong to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
There's
The
blood
fridge
packets in the
nurse's
refrigerator.
office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to take his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Taka himself. That was an option.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Is it the crotch note?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The crotch note.
I got it! You're talking about the
Slowly
note
getting my
Hifumi
health
had
back.
hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now.
Pants?
Look at what the note says.
Pants. Pants. I found a hole maybe we could use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants.
That's right! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
What? Oh,
Huffy's
Taka
Hifumi's
versus Hiro. Okay.
Just to be clear,
Oh, Hifumi.
TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, Genocide Jill. Come on, man. I can't let her get to me. Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
Spotless hammer?
Glasses clean cloth. Hifumi's glasses. Spotless hammer. Yeah, it probably is the hammer.
Right?
Unless we could suck something up off one of them.
Right.
Must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
Oh,
6 a.m.,
I see.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
She's gonna stab you for that. You know that, right?
It's okay. I'm on the opposite side.
There
Oh, no, she's right
absolutely
next to me.
is a
Shit.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
We've already assumed that using his wristwatch.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
How about the fact that he had the broken corner in his dead hand?
Well, when you put it like that...
No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He fucking took...
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof?
Committed
Go ahead.
murder. Are you
Show
really
us.
surprised that he stole it? Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. Show me the corner.
When I
Guys,
searched
I'm almost at
Taka's
full health
body,
again.
I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
You can do it. Come on.
Are both made of paper.
Come on, sweetheart. You can do it.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
God damn it, Makoto.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There is only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Does that seem like somebody trying to cover their own ass?
It sounds like a fucking idiot.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the laboratory, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
No shit, Sherlock.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Get fucked.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Oh, you're right. Her hair does get spiky when she's mad. I've never noticed that before. That's awesome.
When they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
All right.
And what might that be?